Good morning out there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Alan D9J Sports, where you know we venture off to other things. We're on our Thursday morning drive. Most of the major airlines around the United States are threatening to shut down, and the TSA workers, they're still not getting paid. The government and President Trump threatening to send the National Guard to help out, instead of just simply paying the TSA workers. We're going to take an in-depth look at how bad this situation has got and what needs to be done about it. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get right into this thing this Thursday morning. Once again, good morning to everybody out there who's tuning in to the show. We've got a very serious show this morning we want to talk about. We want to talk about the TSA workers and how bad things have got. If you've taken any look, or if you know anybody that's traveling, you know that the wait times right now is over 6 hours. It got up to 4.5, 5 hours. Now it's up to 6 hours. Most American citizens are not catching their flights. And then now you've got the major airlines that they're reporting that they're poised to shut down because of lack of the TSA workers out there. What is the government's response to this? They're still not coming up with a deal. They're still not coming up with a deal as they get prepared and poised to go on their Easter break next weekend. American citizens are having to pay the brunt for the politicians. I'm not going to tell you about the Republicans or the Democrats that put the blame on either one of them. I'm going to put the blame on all of them because this does not make any sense. Now, let's take a closer look at it. TSA workers, some are saying that TSA workers out there having to sell their blood just to be able to survive. Hell, you know it's the end of the month. It's the end of the month. Things up and the month's about to roll in. You know rents due. You know your mortgages due. You know your car payment, your car insurance, and all that stuff is due. Child care and all that stuff is due. The average TSA worker makes between $35,000 and $45,000. There are some in some major cities that make a little bit more than that. But as we all know, in American society, the way things are now, that really isn't a whole bunch of money. Especially when you've already been behind robbing Peter to pay Paul from the last time that the government shut down. This is disrespectful to the American public, and the government continues to want. They asking for more from the American citizens. Whatever happened to making America great again? Well, I'm telling you right now, since the president has got in, America hasn't got great. Not that it ever was. America hasn't got great. America right now is in peril, ladies and gentlemen. Things are out of control. The amount of disrespect that the politicians and the senators and everybody show the American public is out of hand. So if you're a politician, if you know somebody's a politician, I don't really care if you get mad at me because I know some politicians. And I know the ones that I know are trying to do everything they can do to straighten the thing out. But man, this doesn't make any sense. You're telling me that an American citizen is having to go out, sell their blood just to be able to survive. Hell, just alone, you know how much child care is. But these people are barely being able to survive. Hell, most of us out there are barely able to survive, even if the damn government not shut down the way things are. So now you're not going to be able to continue to have your life the way it used to be. Do you deserve this? We're going to talk about that. But before we talk about that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to need you to hit the like and subscribe button. I appreciate everybody in the 409 that tunes into the show and all over the country. If you're watching the show, this is Alan, and I really appreciate y'all. The new subscribers, stick with us. And like I said, once again, I really appreciate you. And all my regular subscribers, I know you can't wait to the show to drop. You guys and girls love football, but some of you love the fact that we're reaching out to other areas. And these videos, ladies and gentlemen, are brought to you by none other than me here at D9J Sports, where we produce some of the greatest quarterbacks in the state of Texas that you'd ever want to see. Let's keep this thing rolling, ladies and gentlemen. Well, let's talk about it. Well, you already know how high gas prices are. You know how high gas prices are, and they're going to continue to rise. Now you're telling me that the airlines are going to shut down. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it's just another form of COVID where you're not going to be able to go anywhere because you can't afford to. You can't afford to. What's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen, when you're stuck? You know what happens when idle mind is a devil's workshop. That's exactly what it is. The idle mind is a devil's workshop. Well, all of these people, man, who put in all that hard work and doing their jobs, but yet and still they're not getting paid. And what's this about taking the National Guard and stationing the National Guard at the airports? Ladies and gentlemen, you need to be paying attention. You need to be paying attention, because I just reported to you yesterday they're moving the draft age up. Now they're talking about they're not going to pay the TSA workers. They're going to take the military, the National Guard, and send them there. They're already sending troops over, because you know that Iran, they declined any offer that we have to surrender. So what does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? Every time you look up now, the military is going to be everywhere. They're going to be everywhere. What does that remind you of? What country does that remind you of? Surely doesn't remind you, excuse me, of America. It doesn't remind you of America. That's something that they do in these other countries that are not democratic countries, where the military runs everything. So you need to wake up out there, ladies and gentlemen, because things are really getting out of hand. But back to the airport. This is a problem. This is a problem because they can change this, but they don't care. And the crazy part about it is the people who are making the decisions, they're getting their paycheck. They're getting their paycheck. They're not getting $40,000 or $50,000. They're getting their paycheck. They don't give a damn about the American public. I tell you this all of the time at the end of the shows. When you go to work, it's just about getting your check, because these companies do not give a damn about you and your family. Now, what does this lead to in the airports with all this chaos if the airlines shut down? Well, that's going to be some more people that are going to be out of a job. A lot of people who travel and commute, they commute back and forth to work. You may not understand it, but some of them do. There are some people that live in Houston that travel to Dallas. They go hop on the airport daily and fly out. There are so many people that are in transit each and every day. But with the gas prices up, think about this. Fuel prices are up. Airline tickets have already raised up. Their prices have already raised up. Doesn't seem like there's no end to the price going up. You used to could go to a store and put your $30 in your car and you could ride for a little bit. Now $30 may not get you across damn town at gas at $5 a gallon. This is a problem. But America and American public, what do we do about it? We need to vote all their ass out. We're worried about what the other countries and their leaders are doing, when all we got to do, ladies and gentlemen, is take a look at our leaders. They're telling us that they don't like the leaders that they're putting in Iran. Well, damn. Look what the leaders of our own country are doing. Look what they're doing. Doesn't make any sense at all for this to be happening, ladies and gentlemen. So I want to make sure we dedicated the show this morning to that and let you know that things are out of hand in America. And as the airlines can threaten, now the airlines are threatening that they ass gonna shut down. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. This is Alan on the Drive. Remember, on my way out, I'm gonna tell you once again, when you get to check, when you get to work, and you got those co-workers who seem like that the only thing in there about their life is their job, and they want to think that they're somebody special, I want you to just remember, do not pay their ass any attention, because you're just there to get your check. Because in a little while, their ass won't be able to go to work either, because they won't be able to afford the gas to get there. This is Alan on the Drive. I'm definitely O-U-T.